Morning, everybody. This is Tim. I hope you all doing well today. Today is Wednesday, 25th. Happy Hump Day. Uh, as I always do, this is the upper little water vapor imagery. I like to start with this. Uh, you can see that flooding threat, moisture surging up from the desert southwest Mexico up into the Ohio Valley Midwest. With a broad upper level low moving towards our area, which over the next 3 days at least are going to bring higher chances of rain, severe weather for our area, and a little bit cooler temperatures. Of interest, going back, this is how much left of it now, but you can see the leftovers from the short-lived tropical storm out here uh, in the open Atlantic. If you look at the long wave infrared, there is no convection. This is all low clouds, but it did manage to form. So it was our first tropical storm of this year, which is pretty cool. Um, it it's kind of nice to be able to watch these things when they're um, no harm to anybody really. It's a what we call a fish storm. So yeah, that's kind of neat. I think so. Anyway, um, to start, I just want to show the radar here. Kind of echoing what I said about this is the nationwide radar, shows everything going on. We have that convection and flood possibilities and severe weather. Iowa, Lincoln, Nebraska, Sioux Falls, Mason City, North Platte, down in New Mexico, Santa Fe, Roswell. Right now, there's you can see all the storms there and rainfall. Let's take a look at the vicinity to our precip accumulation of these areas. Wow, over just south of Des Moines, well, 6.5 inches. Down here, it's not quite as much, but as because of the antecedent dry conditions and the higher elevation terrain and a lot of burn scars and other things, the the lesser amounts, which wouldn't seem like that much for us, can mean for flash floods here in this area. I'm trying to bring something up here. My apologies. Well, that didn't work. I don't know why it does that. I'm trying to use this thing called Epic Pen to be able to point, and it's doesn't like Clipchamp, my recording software. So we'll just go back to the radar. Yeah. Anyway, to focus on our area real quickly for the radar, pull up the radar site. We got some storms offshore here. Nothing really else going on, and it's quite warm out here. Millsville, 79. My goodness. If you go up to Atlanta, I'm sure it's Atlanta, It's about 84 in Sandy Springs, Marietta. I, apparently, there's not anything right in downtown, but like it's still 80 degrees in some of those areas. That's pretty warm to be in the middle of the night. If you go outside right now, it's very humid and warm, no matter where you are, really. But in the cities, especially Columbia, 80 degrees. Let's go up this way, even up toward the northeast. You see the temperatures in the cities, even in the mountains up here, still in the 70s. Oh my goodness, 83, 82 in New York. Ouch, that's hot. Let's look up this way, Chicago area. There's not many places right now that you can get away from these warm temps, is there? I mean, it's all over the place. Uh, well, I want to try something new today. If I can get to it. Well, I had it pulled up a minute ago when it's no longer there, so aggravating. So, what I wanted to show you here was I found this site. It's a little bit old school, but it shows the different hazards nationwide um, on a broad scale here. And we have our slight risk of severe weather. This is like the ending today at 8 a.m. See down here where it says that. So move forward. There's our slight risk over a good portion of the southeast, marginal all the way up into the mid-Atlantic, out to the upper Midwest, and up into the high plains. To Thursday, marginal risk in much of the same areas. Moving into the uh, Midwest, upper Midwest, Great Lakes, and the northern tier, United States. And again, we have a marginal risk all the way into Florida, and another um, slight risk, marginal risk up in the same areas that had really bad storms a lot lately. Going back to Demi's thunderstorm wind probabilities, you can see it's got numbers here: 5, 15%, 5, 15%. That's for this thing is kind of getting used to working with it. Anyway, you see the percentages for wind right here, and again on Thursday. And then we got your tornado probabilities, 2% in this area, ending at 8 a.m. today, 8 a.m. tomorrow, 2%. So, and then nothing for Thursday because it's still categorical. And hail probabilities, the same area out in the Midwest. High plains, 5% risk in these areas. And then more of a hail threat just north of our area, and Appalachians up into the southern mid-Atlantic and into a little bit of Dixie Alley there. And so I haven't seen any indication there's a high risk of tornadoes. Let's look at precip amounts, possibilities. See the shading up here. This is kind of a different map. Like some feedback on what y'all think about this. See the precip amounts for every 6 hours, ending 8 a.m. on those respective days. Really doesn't give that good of an idea of what the chances are of precip. So I'm going to switch to this. I made it to 0.25. I'm about to refresh this because it's not working right. Um, so this is the expected. I'm switching to the expected amount of precip for these periods, so I can show the highest precip chance, like the amount of precip during that 24-hour period. Looks like the biggest threat shifts up to the upper Midwest into the Great Lakes area with consistent precip. In that area, we showed on the water vapor loop in Georgia, half an inch, 24-hour period. It's going to be quite unsettled in these areas for all through the rest of the week. As far as the heat goes, this is today. Heat risk is shifting east, as you can see here, and slowly easing off with no areas of magenta as of Saturday, with more heat building out to the west with really low chance of extreme heat out here, and of course on the east. And it's July 1st. Really not a lot of widespread heat impacts, except again along the Mid-Atlantic coast and the western high plains. The period. I want to show you the broad scale features again, like I always do. 12 hours gives you a little scale of time, upper level low there, moving towards us. Increased flow in that area, which with an increased shear um, could help initiate the severe wind chances that we've talked about. Go through time. That pattern kind of stays in place. With the troughiness kind of moving away and the more zonal flow taking over. There's another upper level feature down here, and one centered over the southeast with zonal flow kind of taking hold here. If I can just get this to load, it'd be good. The GFS wants to keep kind of this develop another upper level low or south with some weak ridging over here, some weak flow. Wants to move this upper level low towards us again, and the zonal flow aloft continues with the hint of a high pressure system developing out in the upper Midwest with potential for some what looks like could be severe weather chances and a trough potentially digging right here. But it looks like it's according to this is getting cut off, and then it's situated right over us in the southeast. Which, if that plays out, then that could lead to potential for more severe weather for us. But that's on the 4th of July, so it remains to be seen what's going to happen. As far as today goes, for us, for future radar today, let's go through the day. The this model wants to develop something later in the day. Let's take a look at the NAM 3K. I don't know what's happened there. Log in. That was weird. Been a challenging morning this morning, I'll tell you. Let's go to the regional view. Really not showing much of anything today, but you know, let's take a look at the severe parameters. With the amount of instability in the atmosphere and with downdraft cape, which is a good indicator of if it's over 1,000, um, because of the dry air and steep lapse rate, dry air aloft, that could lead to, and with all these factors can lead to high winds, but as depicted by this Storm Prediction Center. So it remains to be seen if we can can make the initiation today. I'll as the day goes on, I'll update on social media, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please click and subscribe. Doesn't mean you have to watch it every day, but I would appreciate the support, and hope you all have a nice day.